This video is going to show you clearly the truth about the rapture and how World War III must occur first. I will use obvious Bible evidence and current events, followed by a life-changing 12-year-old confirmation dream that God gave me that impacted my life forever. This will clearly warn you of events about to take place so that you are not surprised and can prepare for this time. You can be protected from the last 3.5 years of Great Tribulation. So please listen to this whole message to see how to be guarded from this great terror. You see, there are 7 trumpets in the book of Revelation, happening one after the other. Now I'm going to focus on the last 2 trumpets. So let's start with the 6th trumpet, which is clearly our great war starting from the Euphrates River. This river is in the Middle East, which is the current ISIS-controlled areas where the war starts, and 1/3 of the world will be killed. There is no other war noted with such clarity in Revelation. So forget Russia and China for now. Ground zero is the Middle East, which is the big war you need to look out for. This could possibly occur this year, in 2017, after the USA defeats ISIS and controls the oil fields, as President Trump has declared. After this, we have the 7th trumpet sounding. So what is the 7th trumpet? The 7th trumpet is a period of time with the greatest tribulation that has ever been upon the earth. But Revelation 10:7 states that in the days of the sounding of the 7th angel, when he is about to sound, the mystery of God would be finished. So what is the mystery of God? Chapter 12 details this mystery. So Revelation 12 speaks of 3 groups of people who are the mystery of God. The first group is represented by the woman who is protected on earth during the 3.5-year tribulation. She gives birth to the second group, which is the male child who was caught up to God and protected as well. Unfortunately, the third group are the martyrs who go through the tribulation and lose their lives. So the 7th trumpet tribulation lasts 3.5 years. But chapter 10:7 says that at the beginning of this trumpet period, the woman and child mystery of God is then revealed, and therefore they're protected from the harm. Now that I've given you this Bible evidence, let me share an incredible, powerful dream I had 12 years ago, which confirms this order of events. I originally published this dream on YouTube over 2 years ago and can be found on my site. The dream has a number of different scenes. Now, in the first scene of this dream, I was inside a building with different sects of believers entertaining each other. I was then outside a huge church looking up at a large screen with a contemporary Christian singer performing. I looked up into the sky and saw clouds strung across the sky and forming into shapes. The first clouds formed into horses and started galloping around the streets. These are the 4 horses noted at the start of Revelation. Chaos was everywhere as war took place and riots ensued. So I fled from the danger and eventually found myself in a small room where I came across a small demon-like character. The demon laughed, saying that the Christians are doomed. I fled this room and continued to flee from the terror taking place. Eventually I found myself in another room, but this time I was amongst many of the believers from the first scene of the dream. Everybody was down and depressed, showing no signs of hope, and they sang a sad, deathly song. I looked over a near fence and saw an empty town with no traffic, but a bus for transport. I was then back in the room with this group of Christians, feeling trapped and helpless. Suddenly my wife appeared outside the room and called at me to come out, but fear gripped me to step outside. She told me to have faith. So I felt the Spirit of God come strong in me, and with faith I left the room and went outside. As I travelled a distance away from the room, I saw a mother with children happily walking through the city. I yelled out to them to watch out, as I could see the horses coming and hear the war coming straight towards us. Amazingly, the danger passed straight through us, and we were unharmed by this terror. I woke up from the dream, absolutely overwhelmed by the Spirit of God, and I heard the words, the 4 horsemen, repeating in my mind. Now in those days I never studied the book of Revelation and didn't really know what the 4 horsemen were. It's only been recently that I've realized that the mother and children in this dream is the same woman and child noted in Revelation 12, of which I mentioned in the scripture at the start of this video. These are the 2 that are guarded from the 3.5-year tribulation which follows World War III. This mother group births the children out of this tribulation, and with the faith that can step out of the controls and walk in God's glory to be guarded during this great stress. Now you need to hear my warning. There are many well-meaning people who unfortunately have false teaching about what the rapture really is. All Christians will not be caught away before any hardship arrives. There will be a great war in the Middle East followed by terror throughout the world. Christianity will be controlled and you'll be trapped, not being able to have freedom of religion and church like we currently do. It is at this time that only those with a strong faith and filled with God's Spirit will be able to step out of this control and join with the woman who is the mystery of God that will walk through these tribulations unharmed. You will then be protected during this last 3.5 years of tribulation, which is the 7th trumpet period. Unfortunately, many will not be ready. They will not have this faith. They will not have the Spirit needed, as they are like the foolish virgins who had no oil in their lamp. They will weep and have great sorrow for not being able to be ready, but hopefully they will stay faithful even to death as they face martyrdom in these days. So those who are martyred will also join with the mystery of God and rule and reign with Christ in this next age. But you do not have to be one of the martyrs. If you prepare yourself now, you'll have the faith, the Spirit required to be a part of the male child body protected during this time. Please listen to this message that may even occur this year as the US destroys ISIS. And September 23rd, 2017 marks a special date where the star constellations actually mirror the Revelation 12 sign of the woman and child. This happens for the first time in history, September the 23rd, 2017. This may be a sign that this is when this takes place. Now, we don't know this for sure, but it pays to please be prepared. It could be. Now, please view my other YouTube videos for much more detail on these subjects, and humble yourself before God to be ready for this great event to take place soon. Thank you for listening. Please share this online to your friends and subscribe to this channel for updates on these events as they unfold.